Wayne, come in. Sit down. Sit your ass down. God damn, Wayne. I've had words for your music before, but with this new fucking mixtape, I have no choice but to say that this is the most awesome mixtape I've ever heard. It's the Going Off Podcast with Rap Critic and Muse. Muse, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Boy, oh boy, I feel like we're going to be disagreeing a little bit later on in the show. But first of all, where do we go from here? You want to talk about, Super Bowl? I didn't watch it, but I heard about it.
Justin Timberlake can kinda eat a dick.
He can eat a whole fucking bag of dicks.
Dude, that shit pissed me off so goddamn fucking much. Okay, so, first of all, he had this fucking pedestrian-ass performance, pushing no envelope whatsoever. And like, alright, if you're not gonna do that, at least make a memorable show. Like, the one thing he did that was interesting was the microphone thing where he, like, moved it around slightly awkwardly, like, he wasn't fully integrated into the mechanics of the microphone moving around, you know?
Oh. See,
Man,
I think
like,
it was a few years ago, Timberlake got, like, what, the Video Vanguard Award
Yeah.
at the VMAs, and did essentially the same thing, like, hey, it's a medley of all my old hits, you know, and it's gonna go on for way too fucking long. The only thing I'm hearing anybody talk about from his performance is the kid with the cell phone. Is
What
the
kid with
fucking
the cell
meme of the kid who JT took a selfie with,
Oh, yeah,
and then it cuts back
yeah.
to the kid, and he looks so fucking confused, and it's become a meme because it looks like the kid didn't want the selfie. So one of my favorite ones was the left side is a picture of him looking through his phone, and on the right side it just has him with his Google open, Googling who is Justin Timberlake. Cause I'm telling you, dude, in 2018, look, alright, I got some words. We went from, what was it, 2 years ago? That was the fucking Bruno, Beyonce, Coldplay thing, am I right? And that fucking tore the place down. Coldplay was there. Bruno fucking brought it, and then Beyonce comes out, a world premiere of Formation. Fast forward to the next year, Lady Gaga with her medley of her hits jumping off the stage at the end, which is still kind of a meme. That blew me away. That was in my top 3 favorite performances. And then they announced Justin Timberlake. And it's like, alright, so what's he gonna do? I know for a fact he isn't gonna do shit from that new album, cause nobody's talking about that shit. So it's all gonna be 2008 and back. Except, did he do Suit and Tie?
Yeah, for a verse. I thought he was gonna bring out Jay-Z. That's the thing.
No, because Jay-Z said he wasn't gonna perform at the Super Bowl because of the whole Colin Kaepernick thing.
Yeah. Which I respect. Which kind of makes Justin Timberlake kind of look like a dick.
Oh yeah, it sure
Like,
does.
we know you know Justin. We know you know Jay-Z, dude. Like,
Did you see that TMZ asked Cardi B when she was gonna do the Super Bowl, and she said the same damn thing. She was like, not until they rehire Colin Kaepernick. And it was like, you know what, Cardi? I had issue with that ignorant shit you said about Offset or Quavo, whatever the fuck, but you know what? I'm just gonna accept, and I'm gonna sit back and admit that, hey, maybe you're just innocently, harmlessly ignorant about some things, and overall, you're pretty fucking cool. So,
look,
I'm
some
cool with
people
her.
is ignorant. All right, look, some people is just ignorant. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have hate in their heart. They just ignorant. What were we just talking
Justin
about?
Timberlake.
Oh, yeah. So
Forgetful ass Justin Timberlake.
Dude, like, as I was trying to remember, I was like, I know Prince has something to do with it. And I was like, oh, yeah, Justin Timberlake.
Oh, God. It was that bland, huh?
Oh, my God. Like, dude, so they had Prince, you know, with the big sort of flailing sheet thing, and they put up a purple thing for Prince, you know, and and they had him doing like a remix of "I Would Die for You"
Oh
with
no.
one of Justin Timberlake's songs, and it was
Oh.
like, it was like it's not that bad of a mashup, but it just feels really inappropriate. Like, like we're having all these issues apparently with his estate and like the label controlling his shit and not like listening to his wishes. So like to perform his music live, and apparently originally they were gonna do a what do you call it? Like like the Tupac hologram thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, dude, that shit would have not been cool.
Yeah, when I first saw it, Justin Timberlake is gonna perform with a Prince hologram, and I first saw the quote from Prince where he had said that someone asked him about performing holograms, and he was like, he basically said that he thought that shit was satanic because Prince is like deeply spiritual about that shit. So he said, A, it's satanic, and B, he said, if I was meant to perform with Duke Ellington, we would have been born at the same time, or we would have been alive at the same time. And that was basically drawing a line in the sand. So people were immediately pointing to that shit, which I don't know if that was a well-known quote before, but people dug that up really fast. And I just started to think, right? Like, first of all, I was like, that'd be some serious bullshit. Nobody wants to see that. That's in really poor taste. Then afterwards, I couldn't help but think, how many people does it take? How long does it take to program a holographic performance? I'm not saying I wanted to see it, but man, there are some people that spent so long working on that shit and making sure it was perfect because they love Prince. They wanted to honor him, and they were like, no, this is gonna have every little detail of his performance. He's gonna be sliding around on his knees. He's gonna be dancing. He's gonna be doing that one thing where he moves his feet slightly and he like works his hands in front of his face. He's gonna be doing all that shit. And then they're like, day of, it was like, no. We're nixing that entire idea. We're just gonna project him on a sheet. And they're like, well, goddamn, fine. Fuck it, I guess. Just about everybody imaginable was coming after JT's ass day of. You had black folks getting on his ass for disrespecting Prince and Janet Jackson.
And Janet Jackson, we gotta talk about that too.
Prince and Justin Timberlake apparently have a bit of a history which I was unaware of.
Oh yeah, he made a diss song to him. That one song.
Justin Timberlake released Sexy Back, and Prince responded at a concert and said,
oh yeah, he said, where did it go?
Yeah, so someone's saying they're bringing Sexy back. Well, Sexy never left. And Justin Timberlake...
To me, that just is like, first of all, like, youngin', you're fucking Justin Timberlake at the time. Fucking bow your head and be happy this fucking legend put his name put your name in his mouth.
Even referenced your lame ass song.
Yeah, like, dude, I would be like, holy shit. Like, it's a diss, but it's in like the cutesy sort of way. Like, it's not like fuck him. It's just like, nah, you know I'm that original guy.
Dude, I mean, Prince is just kind of a dick. That just seems to be the way he operated.
You take that one on the chin, you know?
Mm-hmm. And then apparently at some award show, Justin Timberlake was supposed to present Prince with an award, and Prince wasn't there. So Justin, like, bent his knees and lowered the microphone as if he was, like, presenting it to Prince, but making fun of his height.
Oh.
JT, dude.
Yeah, he probably didn't take too kindly to that shit. He is not a very humorous man.
He is a classless piece of trash from the thread I've read about disrespecting Britney for over a decade, which is what I was going to get to.
Okay, now I hadn't heard about that. What is that deal? Because somebody brought that up, and I was like, I thought he just did the thing in the Crimea River music video. Remember that? Where it was like, oh, that looks like her in the video, but that's all I ever heard. What else happened?
So they broke up, and throughout their entire thing, to the press, they were saying that they were virgins, they never had sex throughout their entire relationship. But time after time, Justin Timberlake decided to go on TV, go on the radio and be like, yeah, I hit it, and just to like get some street cred, I guess. But in addition to that, you had what happened was he was spotted out cheating on Britney first. Then he spotted Britney cheating on him because, for those who don't remember or might be too young, because this actually was a while ago at this point, Justin Timberlake and Britney Spears were like the American fucking pop couple, and they needed to be kept together for like the sake of their careers at the time. So even though they knew they were both cheating, they both stayed together for the sake of, I guess, the media. But after Justin Timberlake saw Britney cheating on him, he decided to split.
So that's when it's gone too far, huh?
Yeah, like when it happened to him.
I can cheat on you, but when you cheat on me, oh well, god damn it, this has gone too far. Quit playing games with my heart.
He gets an interview with Barbara Walters, this tearful, oh, what did she broke my heart interview, followed up by singing a tearful song at a piano, calling her a horrible woman after he cheated on her first. But that's just the beginning, because then Cry Me a River comes out, and then, yeah, you got the Britney lookalike. Then, What Comes Around Goes Around is also a diss.
I forgot about that one! Oh, shit!
This went on for years.
Justin Timberlake's dissing Britney Spears more than fucking Eminem ever did. Jesus Christ.
And the thing is, the reason why this looks so bad was because Britney never fired back. So this was just a one-sided assault for over a decade. Interviews, even talking about unrelated shit, he would still bring Britney's name up for seemingly no reason. And it was especially tasteless because at the time of her breakdown, when she was like flinging umbrellas at the paparazzi and all that, and she had that really rough period for about like a year or two, Timbaland, finding out he's a piece of shit, Timbaland was trying to work to get them both to do a joint single because he thought this is what Britney Spears needed to kind of dig herself out of that slump, get herself back in the public eye. And Britney was like, no, fuck that. I'm not working with you. Or, Justin, I'm not interested. And Timbaland fucking goes to the interviews. He goes to the magazines, and he's like, what the fuck? Britney's got this big head about her. All I'm trying to do is save her career, but she's way too good for us, so fuck her, I guess. And it's like, dude, what the fuck did she do to you? And there's other little things, like Justin Timberlake making the comment about having a Vegas residency, equating that to a retirement plan. Taking a dig at not only Britney, but also, like, Mariah Carey and anyone else who has done that. Which, by the way, that makes a really comfortable living. As a little summary, you got black people coming at him for his disrespect to Prince. You've got women coming after him for his disrespect of Britney Spears. But then you also specifically have the black women who are still sore over the Janet Jackson thing, which is why Super Bowl on Twitter was called Janet Jackson Appreciation Day.
And by the way, Janet Jackson put up a thing on the day of Super Bowl, and she said, "Thank you for all your love, but I will not be performing on the during the Super Bowl," which pissed me off because I was thinking, like, man, wouldn't it be awesome if during the, cause he did perform the song, the I'ma have you naked by the end of this song.
Of course he did.
He performed it and I'm like, okay, that's the song that got you in trouble. Is there gonna be like an acknowledgement of it? Is there gonna be something that happened? I was thinking, you know what would be funny? If Janet Jackson came on stage, was dancing with them, right? And then when they said that I'ma have you naked by the end of the song, she rips off his pants. Like, that would have been a funny that would have been so dope! Like, how great would that have been? Like, a reclaiming moment, you know what I'm saying?
See, I think the thing there is, she's still kind of blacklisted, so I'm pretty sure they didn't even think of asking her.
Yeah, and this is the thing that pisses me off, because here's the origin of this whole thing, right? So, they planned on doing this whole thing. From what it looks like it was planned. Like, it would be dumb if in the middle of a performance, Justin Timberlake, a fucking professional, performer, just decided to rip off rip-offable part of, someone's shirt. That doesn't make sense. That had to be planned.
That is exactly what happened. Janet went on Oprah and actually explained that if you look at the picture, it's a 2-layered thing. There was supposed to be a red underneath bit, but Justin got overzealous and ripped them both off instead of just the outer layer. And that's why she immediately, if you remember, covered up, because she wasn't about to be fucking flashing her tits at the Super Bowl. That was unintentional. That was totally on him, which was why it was so bullshit that she got 100% of the blame.
Yeah, so here's what happened. She, they say that they made up, that they're cool and everything like that. But, they still had to pay the FCC fine of such and such $1 million. Janet Jackson was blacklisted. She had a new album that was supposed to come out that, it did all right, but it definitely took a hit because, well, she was blacklisted. People didn't want her. Money was lost by people being fucking Puritans. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, you have Justin Timberlake over here. Absolutely nothing happens to him. He is not blacklisted. His career is actually allowed to continue. And then, he stopped making music for a while. He wasn't blacklisted. He just stopped making music, of his own accord. You know what I'm saying? And then he came back, and there were no problems whatsoever. Matter of fact, the song, when you hear the song on the radio, they edit out that line now. You know when they say hurry up, because you're taking too long. I'm up, and then it cuts. And then it just awkwardly goes to the next part. It's not in rhythm or in time at all. They just completely cut it out. That's the only penalty that he got. Because absolutely nothing's happened to him. He hasn't been blacklisted. Nothing. He has suffered no consequences. And yet somehow she has. And so, when you have Justin Timberlake getting invited, which by the way he has performed 3 times now, at the Super Bowl, you kind of get oh, well, guys, we all know what happened. We all remember the incident in which he ripped off her fucking shirt. So what the fuck is going on? The person who commits the action is allowed to come back, but the person who the act was committed upon isn't? It's because in that case, what the fuck are you trying to say about the incident? That it was Janet Jackson's real fault? Because, it was her breast that was out. It's her breast didn't pop out of the fucking thing it was too big for it. No, a hand ripped it the fuck off. She didn't hypnotize him into fucking doing it. He, of his own volition, did it. And so it's the fact that he is receiving no consequences kind of has people going what's wrong with this picture right now? Why is this guy who coincidentally is white, you know what I'm saying, and male, getting all of the passes in the world, while with her it seems like she's just dropped out of the limelight for no real reason. And make it even more fucked up, Justin Timberlake used to at least claim to be close with Michael. So you think okay, you got respect for, the fucking legacy that came before you, but when she's in trouble, he doesn't come to her defense. You know what I'm saying? He says nothing to come to her defense. He doesn't try to, be hey, I'm going to work with you to try to get this band, out because it's bullshit. No, he's just, I'm glad white America doesn't hate me, and he moves the fuck on.
This week on the Going Off podcast, we've got another double header Patreon requested album reviews.
Loud annoying ass horns.
What?
You know those loud annoying ass horns?
That did not translate. We're gonna start with a request from Emma Planas. You might remember Emma as being the person who requested both Arrested Development albums in the past. Well, she's back with Cedella Booker Marley's Smilin' Island of Song from 1992, which she tells me is was a favorite album of hers as a child growing up. And this is in fact a children's album. So this is a first for the show. Darren, I'm gonna ask you straight up, first out of the gate, as someone who has shown and expressed appreciation for Jamaican culture and all that on the show before from artists that we've talked about in the past. What did you think of Smilin' Island of Song?
I mean, look, guys, man, you're asking us to review people's childhood memories right now. I don't feel comfortable doing this. Like,
Talk about the donkey song, Darren! Talk about the donkey song!
Like, I'm just listening to this and I'm like, this is the most childish and, like, for children thing. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to say about it? Like I said, it's like reviewing a lullaby album. Like, what am I supposed to
say?
I
thought this was a little bit more advanced.
Yeah, a little bit, okay.
Than your run-of-the-mill, because a lot of these songs do kind of sound like they would just be traditional, songs you would sing. Like, straight up, on this album, they do a rendition of Three Little Birds.
Yeah.
And it fits in perfectly with the concept of the rest of the album.
They're very simply written.
Yeah.
And so, like, the first song, okay, can I just say, I don't like that type of acting that the main girl does.
Oh, Jenna?
Yeah, where she's like,
Jenny?
We're going to look at hey kids, today we're looking at, it's just like, stop talking like that. Like,
look, Jenny is representing us on this island tour. She has to spell things out she has to draw things out as much as possible to make sure we got everything.
Yeah, it's like, we're going to the island. We're on the island now. I was like, thank you.
Thanks, Jenny.
Stop. But it was just like, you know what? I'm like, I can't even get mad at her. It was the writing, the writing people, you know what I'm saying? But her delivery, it just feels kind of, I don't know, like over 3, this doesn't work. You know what I mean? But, but oh my god, Sedella, oh my god, I love this woman.
She's so cool.
She's such a natural actor. Like, she's so great. Like, whereas the one girl, like, I felt like I was on the set of Barney with this other girl, with Sedella, who's Bob Marley's mother, by the way. Like, I felt like I was literally on a tour. We were just hanging out, and, like, we were just in the nice, sunshiny part of Jamaica. Like, for real, So,
the underlining plot here, because there actually is a plot. Jenny is visiting this island, and Sedella Marley Booker is kind of her tour guide as she walks her around the village and introduces us to other characters, and at some parts talks about the fruit that grows on the island, talks about the birds that are indigenous to the island. I don't know how in depth we're gonna go on this. I took notes, but
look, I'll put it to you like this. There are, alright, so all of you guys have heard that this is a fucking children's album. Like, that's just the reality. But there are a couple of thumpers on here.
Yeah, I won't lie. There are a few songs that are catchy as shit.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit, like, Chichi Bono?
Yeah.
Yo! Alright, first of all, her intro, where she was talking about the birds, like, they go quack, quack, queak, queak. I was like, I just felt like a little kid, just like listening to her, just like, tell me more, Grandma, Tell me more, Grandma Marley, But the song, like, playing, like, Chichibado, I was like, oh, snap, I was feeling that so hard. And then Tingalayo, the first one, that was cool. It wasn't great, but it was just like, it was like, that was the song that was like, oh, okay, this is a children's album. But then with that next song, I was like, alright, they got a couple bangers on this shit. But then they did the Elena. Yo, I did not like that shit.
Here's the thing about this album, right?
Yes, okay, I think I know what you're about to say.
What happens is, each track, essentially, is a song followed by an introduction to the next song. So, if you're looking at the track listing and you see a track is like 4 minutes, oftentimes the song is only like 2.5 minutes, and the rest of it is a short story that sets up the next song. In the case of Chichiburo, the song is 2.5 minutes, and at the end of it, Sedella just talks about this young girl who got a stomach ache one day, and in an effort to cure her stomach ache, almost drank poison. but her mother stops her just in time, and then she's just like, this song is about Ilana. And the next song is literally the story you just heard.
Yeah, like they
it's
tell
like,
you,
I just heard this shit!
oh my god. It's like, you literally just said it, dude. You just said it. Why are you continuing?
But dude, I mean, you got the song about the jelly fruit and all that, and then we get introduced to Maddie, who is just the jolliest of souls.
I know, like, this person could be fucking Santa Claus. Like,
see, Maddie is honestly kind of an asshole. You can't help but love her. So what happens is, there's this all the song about the jelly spreads, and they're spreading all this jelly and making all this shit, and then Sedella's friend Maddie comes by and literally just eats everything. And then she's just like, alright, let me know if you get any more food, bye! and they're all laughing, and it's like, she just ate all your goddamn food, Mrs. Marley. Are you seriously gonna just let that happen?
Well, the thing is, it's like, everyone's just so fucking happy.
And no one cares.
Enjoying life, you know? And it's just like, and then, you know, and it kind of hurts because there's one part where they get into, like, you know, not everything's all good in Jamaica. There's lots of poor people there, but you know what? We're really happy and we enjoy what we have. And it was just like, man, at one point it's like, you know, you kind of appreciate, it kind of teaches you to appreciate what you have, but on the other hand, you're thinking like, man, you know, the people of Jamaica, like, how much have they done for, like, the world of music? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, how much do they not get credit for? Like, this is fucking Bob Marley's fucking mother. Like, this is the mother of a legend making a children's album. Like, these children don't deserve this fucking music.
They really don't. What the fuck did the kids do? And I didn't hear this until I was almost in my fucking 30s. It took me this goddamn long to hear about this kids album.
Like, I was like, how have I not heard about this?
How is this not just, like, considered and talked about as one of the best children's albums?
Yeah.
So then we get the Banana Boat. You know the one.
I really didn't like it. Because the original song is like, it communicates the idea of
slave labor?
I mean, yes, in a way, but Harry Belafonte's version, like, you hear the stress. You hear
That's true.
You hear the prison song of it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, we're making a song out of this so that our labor goes faster. You know what I'm saying? Like, you heard that in that song, and it's sort of an indescribable thing that you just feel, and with this children's version, it just kind of feels like, man, it's like sanitizing it, you know? But I did enjoy the Three Little Birds. That one fits. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's a song just about hope. It's just a song about being happy and being hopeful, you know? Then we get to there are a couple of songs on here that are just like, okay, yo, so I, back in the day, the Kings of Comedy was a comedy special I used to watch all the time, right? Mm-hmm. And they had a part in there where they were talking with Cedric the Entertainer. He says, like, man, Jamaicans, bro, that reggae music, they'll make a song about anything. And I mean anything.
Oh, boy.
He's like, woke up this morning, I was hungry. I thought I'd make myself a sandwich. I looked in the cupboard, it was bare. I had peanut butter, but no jam. Oh, help me now. Why, oh, I was like, yo, fucking sweet guava jelly daya. It's literally about making a sandwich. I was like, what the fuck? Like, way to prove him right. Then you have Ooey Gooey, the silly worm. Which,
oh boy, isn't that a silly worm, that ooey gooey?
Yeah, like, the story is literally, she says, here's a story about a worm that gets run over. And the song just tells you the exact same thing that she just said. Like,
yeah.
Ooey Gooey was a silly worm. He went out into traffic, he thought he was smart, and then he got ran over. Let's start the song. Ooey Gooey was a worm who thought he was really smart, and then he got ran over. It's like, okay, I already heard it. Like, there's a thing about presentation where,
Yeah.
you say, this song is about, when you're down in the dumps and you're feeling low. And then the song doesn't start with, I am down in the dumps and I'm feeling low. Like, that's not how it goes. You don't just say how it's like, you don't just say how your characters feel. That makes me angry.
The track Ooey Gooey the Silly Worm that tells the story about Ooey Gooey the Little Worm. Sedella's donkey steps on who is... They knew it was Ooey Gooey the Silly Worm, by the way. They were able to identify this dead worm, or dying worm, by its remains. And they're all very somber about it because they recognize that it is, in fact, the worm they knew as Ooey Gooey. And they stop and they're like, oh no, what can we do? Well, nothing. First of all, I don't think you're going to be able to do anything. A donkey just stepped on a worm. But then it goes into a song that's kind of not about Ooey Gooey, because Ooey Gooey got stomped on by a donkey. In this case, there's this whole backstory of Ooey Gooey's a worm, and he used to live with his family, but he left his family because he thought he could survive on his own. And then he managed to for a long-ass time.
Yeah.
But then he wandered off onto the highway or some shit. It's like, he got stepped on by a donkey. You just saw it happen.
Like, wait, did he, does this happen normally? Like, does he normally get squished?
And you revive him, only for him to get run over again and again? Can we talk about my friend, the Colon Man?
Oh my, okay, so they tried to do the thing where they were like, we called him the Colon Man. Oh, is that because of, the city in Venezuela or something like that? I was like, okay, if you heard Colon Man, no one would fucking think of fucking city in Panama.
They see this guy, and he's dapper. He's apparently dressed in a zoot suit.
Dressed to the nines.
Flexing his chains, his zoot suit. And he's over there. And they decide to sing a song about the Colon Man. Now, here's what's so funny about the song to me. Is that halfway through, they stop, and Sedella Marley goes, oh no, he looks like he's sad. I think he might think we're making fun of him. So, we're gonna invite him in, and we're gonna let him sing with us. And for the rest of the song, during the chorus, this made me laugh every time, by the way. There's Colon Man, and he just goes, that's me.
Yeah.
That's me. He sounds so creepy. That's me. Shut up, Colon Man, we know. Who else could it be?
1, 2, 3, 4, Colon Man come. That's me. 1, 2, 3, 4, Colon Man come. That's me.
And then we get the song about reggae music, Ja Wanna Dance.
That was a good one.
It was a little too long and repetitive for me. It just kind of repeated the same thing over and over again.
Some of these go on a little long.
Especially for a kid's album. Kids have short attention spans.
Yeah,
Sedella Marley. You gotta keep them short. Then we get a really complex story, I thought.
They fucking explain it 1.5 times already.
Yeah.
It's tell the story of this, and this. Oh, well, here's the story where this. It's like, alright, I fucking got it.
So, our old friend, Maddie, comes by, and she's like, oh, Sedella Marley, I wish I had a watermelon, because remember when that cart broke down, and all those watermelons fell into the street?
Like, what?
And they were all smushed. And then Sedella Marley gets all serious and she's like, oh yeah, Jenny, there was a time that this guy was driving a buggy full of watermelons and the horse fell the fuck over and the whole cart broke and it tipped out and all the watermelons spilled out onto the road and the driver got really mad. And he picked up a stick, and a big fight broke out. It's like, wait a second. Why did a fight break out?
So it was just like, I'm mad too.
And that's not even really conveyed in De Buggy Brook, it's just him going, "Oh no, my cart.
Yeah.
Oh, where's my horse? Oh no,
Oh,
my
no.
watermelons." He's not starting a fight. Then we got Brown Girl in the Ring and Little Three Birds. And what I thought was an interesting addition, a track where Jenny helpfully identifies all the instruments that were used on the album, so all the kids can learn something.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of cool.
That was cool. So overall, out of a score of a possible 5, what would you give this album?
I give it a 3.
I give it a 3 as well. As a little bit of inside information, I adopted your method of rating albums this week. I rated every song individually, took the average, and that's what I got. And this album got a 2.95, so I'm gonna round that up to a nice, respectable 3. I'm gonna let the fine folks know who requested Dedication 6 by Lil Wayne.
Alright, so this album was requested by John Speziale.
This album, every track, because it's a mixtape, samples a beat of a pretty well-known to very well-known recent track, and Wayne has got some friends along. I was not particularly impressed by Wayne at all on this album. I'm gonna go ahead and say that. It's just the same fucking Wayne on every track. The same shit you've heard him say a million times is on every track of this album. The first track, Fly Away, is probably the most interesting because he's working with a type of songwriting here. The first track samples the DNA beat, which, by the way, that's incredibly ballsy. Last week on this very show said it was one of, if not the best rap song of last year. Wayne to be so brazen to open the album by sampling that beat, dropping the D word on the second line of the song, leaving me with a bad taste in my mouth, but that's neither here nor there. I guess he had to get it out of the way. I appreciate he only did it the once. I guess if I have to appreciate it at all. So with this one, what Kendrick does with the, I got this, it's in my DNA.
Mm-hmm.
What Lil Wayne decides to do is he messes with that formula by actually breaking down what DNA stands for. The first time saying, I got Doja, narcotics, Actavis that's my DNA. So that's your drugs, one. Then later it goes, I got Dracos, Ninos, automatics, that's my DNA. So now it's talking about guns. Again, not really breaking new ground for Wayne, talking about drugs and guns. But if that's what you're here for, if you're a fan of Wayne and what he does, you're going to get a good bit of that on this album. He does a decent job of keeping up with the beat, but he sounds like he gets tired sometimes. Like, it's almost too fast for him. It's almost a bit too much. But that was one of the better songs on the album, I think. You were saying that this was, like, one of the best mixtapes you've heard in a while, so I just want to hear your thoughts on some of these tracks.
When I first heard Fly Away, the first part of the song, I was like, okay, this is fine. Then the second half kicked in. And, cause like, alright, the fucking first part of the lyrics is like, she got dollars, nut, and alcohol all over her TNA, which...
Oh, yeah.
Okay, but, then she snort all that KKK, and this broad needs A? Like...
A?
Yeah, like, AA and AAA are two different things, right? Like one's Alcoholics Anonymous, and one is AAA. That you call when your car's broken.
She did so much cocaine, she's gonna need to have her car towed.
You know what? That actually comes back around and makes sense. Yo, okay, look, here's my fucking thing. He goes to fuck off on the second half of this on the second half of this song, and then the next song starts, and like there's no beat. He's just rhyming he's just rhyming and just the words are just fucking spilling out. And then the beat finally comes in and he's still just fucking rhyming. And then like he just goes to the next song and he's just still fucking rhyming. And it's just like, dude, like there are parts where the beat drops out and he's just still rhyming like these couplets and phrases and putting all of these syllables together. And it just sounds like the DJ's just like, I said the song is over, right? Like, I stopped the beat, and it's just like, all right, fuck it, just bring it back. and he just continues fucking rapping. Like, dude is not fucking done until he says he's done. I am not fucking kidding you. I have heard this guy's music for years and years. Okay? I have listened to this guy. I've heard his greats and I've heard his lows, man. Nothing has ever gotten me like this mixtape has gotten me. Like I feel all of that that just feeling of like treasuring a piece of music and really like listening to it and enjoying it. I got that from this album in a way that I feel like all the people that bragged to me about Lil Wayne back in like the mid 2000s, got that feeling of like, just like
that he was the greatest rapper alive.
Yeah, like you have to hear this shit. Dude, oh my God. Okay, so he says, I don't need her out here filming niggas. I'd really rather have her steal from niggas. I really travel like a pilgrim. Kush loud as Fred, screaming Wilma, nigga. I was like, holy shit. And then just let him, he's talking about like, he shot this dude or whatever. And he says like, just let him bleed and ignore the blood. Just let him be and ignore the buzz. I was like, holy shit. Like the way this motherfucker's twisted phrases. And he says, yo, on Eureka, he's like, she snort one line, she want a sequel. She snort 2 lines, she want a threesome. She snort 3 lines and yell Adidas. I was like, holy shit. Oh, fuck. Yo, dude. And then he says, when I bust, I yell Eureka. When she busts, she yell for Jesus. Drop her off at the cathedral. Then she came back with a bunch of singles. Holy shit. This motherfucker just bragged about a chick stealing money from the church to give to him. What the fuck? What the fuck?
Overall, I wasn't as impressed by his wordplay. That's a pretty funny picture to paint, though.
Like, here's the thing. This album has absolutely nothing important in it. The only thing...
No.
I'm willing to say that straight out. But, like, you know what? Wu-Tang Clan's first album didn't have that much important shit in it either. You know what I'm saying?
True.
Like, it's just like, this is magnificent skill, man. Fucking, just bear witness. Like, to this guy, just in Shakespearean... modern Shakespearean detail tell you how much better his life is than yours. Like, it's just like, this is what I want to hear when a motherfucker just got, because it's like, if you're just gonna brag at me, like, if I can't get anything from it, spiritually or intellectually, just give me something that's fun. Give me something that I can listen to and go like, oh shit, I couldn't have thought of that. How the fuck did he come up with that? You know what I'm saying? That's what I want. And he just fucking, the only way I can describe it is like, this motherfucker is like overflowing with rhymes. Like fucking, the cup goddamn runneth over. Like he's just, the rhymes just, like you're like floored from the verse you just heard. You're like, oh my God. And then like you just pass out. And then you come to and you're like, holy shit, he's still rhyming? And you just pass out again. And then you come to and like, holy fuck, he's still going. All right, well, like the shock just has to pass eventually, and you just have to go like, all right, well, I gotta go back and just listen to this again because holy fuck, like dude, holy shit. When he says this line, he says, I got a bitch in mind, I call her anytime, she taller, but it's fine. Together we 6'9". Like, oh fuck. Look, he says on bank account. He says, you know that line is like 25 million on the Saint Laurent jacket.
Yeah.
Bitch, be careful where you dumping your ashes. He says 25 million on a nice big gold mansion. And bitch, I still haven't invited your family. I was like, oh shit. Oh shit. And he says, bitch, you washy-wishy. Y'all can't trick me. She said, God forgive me. I said, nah, I'm busy. Oh shit. What the fuck are you talking? Oh my God. And then he said he had this one line where he says, smoking so much weed, I just might fuck around and hug a tree without a bird, because I deserve every fucking leaf. Like, holy shit! The detail, the random jealousy of birds. Like, oh my God.
See, I wasn't nearly as floored by half of this shit.
It's just so
It
off
just
the
seemed
wall.
like Like, bars are bars and rhymes are rhymes, and I am impressed by the flow and how he keeps going, but most of the time, it was just like, what the fuck ever to me. Like, half of the shit he was saying was like, I don't fucking, like, just because you rhymed a bunch of shit, if it didn't mean shit to me, it's whatever. Like, that's what majority of what I got from this was basically that.
I don't know. I guess it's just like, alright, I guess the warning label is, don't come into this shit looking to understand anything about the cosmos and about life.
Oh yeah, sure, no, and I wasn't expecting to. It's Wayne, but also I wasn't trying to compare it to old Wayne either. I was trying to a clean slate for this. Was just like, all right, I'm just gonna listen to this as is. I'm gonna follow along with all the lyrics, make sure I don't miss anything. I want to backtrack a bit to track 2, "Every Day We Sick," which I'll just let the listeners at home guess what beat that samples. This is the second song in a row. I made notes about things I noticed along the way.
I think I know what you're gonna say.
Second song in a row where he makes reference to how vaginas smell.
Oh,
which
that was not what I was thinking.
That's like that's okay. I guess that might say something more about you than you think it does. But it also is the second song in a row he uses the line between love and hate. And it's like, if you're gonna do that, spread them out. You know? Like, it seemed like, dude, is this gonna be the whole fuck thing where he's just gonna repeat fucking lines?
No. You know what line he kept fucking repeating? You know whose
Which
name
one was that?
Could not stop coming out of his mouth? Colin Kaepernick.
Oh, dude, I've got that written down too.
Like,
let's just
other
hold on.
Was stand down like Colin Cap, and I'm Colin Kaepernick with the because I don't play or some shit. It's just like, Jesus, we fucking get it.
Wayne's stance on Colin Kaepernick is questionable. If you listen to the tracks on the album and the ways he decides to bring them up. Every Day We Sick. Halfway through, he talks about killing a woman for not giving him a safe combination, which is just, it kind of comes out of nowhere, but just bear with me. It's fine. I wasn't a huge fan of that track. Boys to Menace, which is
incredible wordplay. That's awesome.
It's weird, the alumni of Young Money that Wayne decided to have involved in this album, because it is the list is short, my friends. But on this one, it's Gutta, You See Me With No Stevie Wonder. On this track, he's
Twice.
whatever.
Twice.
He's on this album twice. You could have had, let me think, who could you have had on here? Drake.
T-Street.
Is the obvious one. Who?
You could have had T-Streets.
You could have had T-Streets, you could have had Lil Twist, Lil Chucky.
Yeah, what are they doing? What's their busy schedule like?
I know Tyga is busy, so maybe not him. But yeah, there's a few people you could have went with. Gutta's whatever, he's fine.
But there's this other guy.
Okay.
There's an other guy who shows up, and he has one good verse and one whack verse. Like, because he says, like,
wait,
let them all in, bet them all in, put me in the jungle, I get us all mixed. Don't play with my wave, know what? Let them all sink. I was like, all right, that's kind of cool.
I'm trying to think of which guy you're talking about, because one guy was the fucking saving grace of this album, in my opinion.
There's one guy named, like, Hoodie for Real or something.
Oh, fucking, you're talking about the guy I wasn't too impressed with. You're talking about, hold on, I got it written down, Hoodie Baby.
Yeah, Hoodie Baby.
Hoodie Baby, I could take or leave Hoodie Baby. Euro.
No, Euro! That was the guy, yeah!
Euro is the fucking masked stranger. It's like, who the fuck is this guy? Can I just get a whole album of goddamn Euro?
Jesus
He
Christ.
was killing. And they only had him on 2 tracks. That was such a bummer.
Yeah,
it was like, fuck, I want more Euro. But, Boys to Menace was, up until that point, in my opinion, the best track on the album so far. And the only track on the album where Wayne does that really annoying "I'ma hit this blunt before my verse starts" thing.
You know what's another annoying thing that he did? What did he do? There was one song where they like auto-tune, like they always
Oh
auto-tune
god,
his voice,
his goddamn auto-tune, yeah.
but it was like high pitched for some reason.
Yeah, that
And
was fucking terrible.
And you could tell that the auto-tune was working particularly hard in this song.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Like, it was just like I can hear that it's offbeat, that it's off pitch. You know what I'm saying?
Eureka. I was not a fan of Eureka at all. That was the one that had the terrible auto-tune outro.
Yeah.
I don't get why you'd be yelling Eureka when you orgasm. That's whatever, but that's fine.
Yeah, Shazam!
The line that got me that I'm trying to figure out is where he goes, "I got 2 keys of that Bieber," which I understand. He's white. You're talking about coke. That's fine. Call him Justin and Justina. Why would I do that?
Because he's saying he got 2, like it's twins, and you know how people name twins, like, you know, a girl's name and a boy's name. That's what he was going for there.
Okay. The next track, 5 Star, which is I don't want to call it a parody, but they do this every so often on the album, and I appreciate it when they don't do it.
Oh, when they... no, I love when they do that. It's so creative, because, like, it's taking the sound that you originally know and just, like, riffing off of it so many times. And, like, every time you think he's gonna, like, stop and just repeat it, he comes up with a new one. And, you know, I come to find out a lot of the earliest rap songs were parodies. You know, that they were... Because they didn't have, you know, they couldn't make their own music, and so they would riff off of other people's music. And that's how they made, that's how they made music. And a lot of it is steeped in, like, here's this thing we already know, and let's play with it. And so, like, to jump from, like, hearing that and then, like, jumping back into the modern day and being like, oh my god, like, it's still here. This is that. You know what I'm saying? And, like, I don't know. It made me sort of really feel it on that level to, like, go back and, like, you know, compare. You know what I'm saying?
Later in the album, with the song EXO Tour Life, which, can you do that? That song is a prime example of what I prefer.
Wait, can you do what?
Just name a song, another song.
Yeah, I was like, don't you have to, like, put, like, remix or something?
Like, he goes from just bank account, and then the next track, EXO Tour Life. Like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You didn't do that this whole album. Now all of a sudden you're just straight up lifting song titles.
Some of the songs would be, like, they're similar to that song, but it's obvious that it's not the same song. Like Every Day We Sick instead of Every Day We Lit. And
Yeah.
some song, like one song's just called Young, even though, like, it has absolutely nothing to do with, like, the original song title, you know?
Yeah, but see, what he does with EXO Tour Life is you got the recognizable beat, but the flow is different. Like, he's just doing what he wants to do over this recognizable beat. What they were doing with 5 Star, which I wasn't as wild about, is they're doing the rockstar. Like, they're doing it to the same... Yeah. And it's like, that's where I was like, that's too much like song parody to me.
Yeah, I got you on that one.
You can mix it up a little bit. Yeah. This is the one with Nicki Minaj, who I think does a fine job.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
She has the first of many Colin Kaepernick references.
Yep.
She says, "Bitch, get on your kneecap. I don't mean C-cap." I like it. That's fine. Then Wayne chimes in with more obnoxious autotune. Could have done without that. Then you get this questionable line, act a jackass like Steve-O, then disappear like Neo. Is he saying, like, Neo is, like, obscure?
Yeah, I don't know what that was a reference to.
Was that a diss to Neo? I don't know what that was
about.
I have
no idea.
And you look it up on Genius, it's like, well, Neo hasn't had a single in a while, so maybe he's referring to that. Like, I wouldn't want to jump to that conclusion, though.
Yeah.
That he's just straight up disrespecting Neo for his inconsistent outpouring of music.
That's just a random thing to say. Like, it just feels so out of nowhere. Like, Because didn't he have, like, he's been featured on a lot of people's songs lately, so it's just like, I don't know. It's like, and it's weird for Lil Wayne to say that, because he hasn't really had, like, a big hit in a while.
Yeah, that's true. When the fuck have you had a radio single?
Yeah, that'd be like a fucking MC, MC Ren came out with a song that's like, yo ass is irrelevant, like, Kwame and the fucking polka dots. It's like, well, I mean.
There was one line that annoyed me in Bank Account. Say she wished that I had Nikki with me. Say she'd lick her with me.
What?
Why are you trying to force this bullshit sexual tension between you and Nikki as if you guys are fucking?
Man, I am so, like, I'm just blind to that now. Like, I don't even pay attention to that shit anymore.
It's just annoying that, like, I've got a female rapper in my clique, so the gimmick is we fucking run trains on her. Like, what the fuck, dude? She's made a name for herself. She doesn't even need your ass. She's been doing fine. EXO Tour Life, we get the second Colin Kaepernick reference. Does it look like I'm playing Kaepernick? And what I have written down here is, dude seems to be aware of the Colin Kaepernick situation, but at the same time claims that racism doesn't exist.
Wait, who?
Wayne.
Oh yeah, with that stupid ass interview. Oh shit, I forgot about that.
Where it's like, alright, so does it not, like, are you know what the deal is, right? Like, you know what's happening there.
Yeah, and then he even had that one time where he was like on stage and he was like, Black lives matter, my life matters, your life matters.
When I was a kid and I got shot, or when I shot myself, I forgot who did that, if that was 50 Cent or Wayne.
No, he shot himself, that was Wayne.
And it was like, and the white police officers helped me when the black officers stepped over my body, so that means racism doesn't exist. Like, no. No. Very much no. But okay, that's fine. Babe E we get in EXO Tour Life, who I didn't care for.
Yeah, with the really soft voice.
Yeah. And then the outro, they just straight up lift the lyrics to
Yeah,
EXO
they
Tour
literally
Life.
just repeated it, and I was like, well, that's not fun. Like, now that you've done these different versions, like, I want to hear another version now, you know?
Yeah. Let 'em in. We get Euro again, or Euro for the first time. And Corey Guns, from the 6 foot 7 foot, who gives us a speedy verse. And then he says this line, I'm a stand-up N-word, Corey Kaepernick, bitch. I don't know what to call you. Does he agree with the protest or not?
I think the point is that it's just supposed to be a play on words, like just, I'm a stand-up nigga, but wait, that doesn't work. Because if he's saying, I am a stand-up dude, like Colin Kaepernick, the person who didn't stand up.
Who didn't stand.
I guess like metaphorically he stood up. Like, but that, you can see how that would get kind of confusing.
Okay.
You can see how that would get kind of confusing.
They've got way too much use out of Kaepernick. And luckily, I think that's the last time they do it, but that's way more than you needed to do with that.
Like, I get the feeling nobody, like, talks to each other about, like, hey, just to ask, is anyone else doing the Colin Kaepernick thing?
Then we got Young, which samples No Limit by G-Eazy. The line, I get the money, spend the money, then I miss the money, but it come right back, right back, right back. That's Frisbee money. I think he means boomerang? Because Frisbees don't come back?
Yeah!
And in response to the fuck with me and get some money, he decides to go Y-O-U-N-G money, and that's really stupid. Yeah. I didn't like that.
Or on Blacking Out, remember where he goes like, it wasn't him, but someone had a line where he said like, they trying to build a wall, man, my dog's gonna hate that shit, and build underground railroads so the Maybachs fit. That was pretty cool. Like, yeah, literal underground railroad, but I want to be able to fit my car in there.
Yeah, that's the second track with Euro.
Yeah,
it kind of sounded like Drake.
Yeah, that's
I thought he did good.
Man.
Even though I think Wayne might have missed the point of why Jay-Z kept saying the N-word in Story of OJ.
Yeah.
He just kind of like did what Jay-Z was kind of talking about there.
Without the point behind it.
In My Dog, we get the mandatory, obligatory Lil Wayne, too much shit on my mind, I need a plumber.
Of course.
On the song What's Next, he has two shitty parts where he goes, you know my eyes nice and low like I make egg rolls. Oh,
that was a bad one.
And then later he does what I swear we talked about on our Christmas episode. I got 3 hoes following me. Ho, 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 I'm down the chimney. So, overall, all things considered, Darren, the one and only rap critic, what would you give Dedication 6?
Oh, you just go drop some of the weak bars and be like, now give me your positive rating.
Dude, honestly, if there were blowaway lines, I would have wrote them down. I didn't really think there were that many.
Yo, there was one line, what did he say? He said, whip milky, I'm a sip filthy, I sip this shit just like it's healthy. Who split it? Wait, my bitch guilty? Uber, she'll be missed dearly.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Like,
I forgot about that one.
There was one lyric, what did he say? He said, at the end of one song where he kept fucking, like, changing up the lyric, he said, what did he say? He said, I switch her whip to her Mercedes. Now she's screaming rest in peace to Mazda. Put her ass in a dumb Mercedes. Now she's screaming rest in peace to smart cars.
What
I said switch her whip, put her in a Mercedes. Now she's screaming rest in peace to Uber. That's awesome. I don't know. For me, I give it a 5 out of 5. I think it's solid as fuck.
Overall, an average, I got a 3.
Really?
Yeah. But those were both Patreon requested album reviews. A little reminder for folks, and if there is an album that you want to request for the Going Off podcast, you just gotta check out our Patrons. All the details are on there. It's patreon.com/rapcritic and patreon.com/muse. If this is your first time listening to the show, thank you very much. All of our old episodes are on iTunes and SoundCloud. Just search Going Off Podcast. That's GOIN apostrophe off podcast. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter. Please subscribe to us on the YouTubes, because YouTube is kind of iffy these days. And if you got some extra pocket change, consider helping us out on Patreon. But that does it for this week's episode of the Going Off Podcast. And until next time, I'm Muse.
And I'm the Rap Critic. I really gotta fucking go because I gotta do the stream.